Hi friends, I'm Kim with Cosmic Studios, and today I want to make a pendant and earring set for a really good friend of mine for her birthday, and it is coming up quick, so I guess I better get on this. Let's go! Okay, shall we get started? Well, first of all, I have some popsicle sticks taped to some tape, and the reason for that is so that the bezels are very easy to maneuver, and we don't have to worry once we go to stick them into the little resin lamp over here, the UV lamp. Everything should be just fine. I'm going to use my stick to kind of press down and make sure that this isn't going anywhere. This particular tape right here is very good to use with resin, because of the fact that it will not stick to resin. It'll stick to my gloves like crazy, but it won't stick to resin. These are silver tone. My friend really likes purple, so we are going to try to make the most magical matching purple set that we can, and I'm going to get into my little set here of glitter. I have a couple of different options here of purple glitter. I have a light lavender, and then I have a deep purple over here. And I'm kind of liking the deep purple and the lavender. The key to glitter is you don't need a lot of it. And I think what I want to do, pardon me, I forgot to grab my clear UV resin by Kisserl. The UV resin by Let's Resin is amazing stuff. This is just what I happen to have on hand. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by putting down some clear resin, just a little bit. You don't need a lot, because resin settles pretty nicely. And the nice thing about this, of course, I do have my window open and there is sun. There's not direct sun, but there is sun. But the nice thing is, when you're working with UV resin, as long as you don't let any UV light hit it, you're golden until you're ready to do whatever you're going to do with your stuff. I have one of these. It's a dotting tool on one side, a little silicone tip on the other. That's kind of coming off of there. We're not going to use that because I don't trust it. So we're going to go with this side here. Actually, I lie. Not on purpose. I'm going to use a bigger dotting tool with a nicer little silicone tip here, and I'm going to just ease this to the edges of this bezel here. And I'm going to do it on all three of them. And I'm going to put in just a little bit, and I just want to make sure it's covered all the way, edge to edge, side to side, top to bottom. I'm going to put in a little bit of each color, but I'm going to try and make them very matchy-matchy. You can use, I'm sure you know this, dried flowers in these bezels. Your flowers do have to be pretty small. I heard somebody say, when you think you've cut them small enough, cut them smaller. So I think, believe somebody when they tell you that. I know they look a little rough right now. Trust the process. One reason they look a little bit rough right now is because they don't have enough resin in them. Put a little bit more resin in each one. You can see the resin is kind of like bubbling up in areas, so it definitely needs more. Okay. Here we go. It's a nice thing about resin, it's pretty forgiving, especially the UV resin. It's pretty forgiving. You just keep kind of pushing it around and pushing it around, and it will eventually go where you want it. But that's one way you know you probably don't have enough, is if it's starting to pool in areas. Okay. So I believe one of the things that I wanted to do, aside from put a little glitter in here, is I wanted to drop a little bit of purple in. Yeah. So I have grape purple and I have regular purple. And I'm literally just going to put a little spot. I just want to see how this goes. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm going to put a little spot in each dish here, just a drop in one of these dishes here that are probably so far off because I wanted to kind of zoom you guys in a little bit. So I put one in here, and I'm going to put another one in here. I see a little gap there, so I'm going to try and fill that gap. I'm going to put 2 drops in. I know I said 1, but 2 fell out of the first bottle, so we're going to make it even on both sides. So I'm just going to pull this because I don't know if you can see it into the camera very well, but we had a little bit of a gap there. Now, resin will shrink a little bit on you when it heats, so be mindful of that. And I think I want to use this little guy here, and I'm just going to take him and I'm going to just dot him into, I just literally want some random dots. I'm going to do the same thing over here. This is not something I have done before. I have some little Dollar Tree wipes over here, so I can go right in with the blue and dot some blue in. And if you kind of give it a little bit of a pull, you'll notice this one side didn't dot as much as the other. That's okay. So, what I want to do is I want to get these moved off to the side, and I want to put just, oops, you know what we forgot to do, that center piece there. Definitely want the center done. So I think that's going to be really pretty, but you know, I could use the bigger dotting tool. Use the bigger one. Okay, we're going to go in with the blue, and we're going to just pretty much do the same thing over here. That one side really spread out. That's kind of odd. I'm not going to question why. I just know that it did. Now, what I think I want to do is, again, move these guys off to the side, and I'm going to open my little bottles of glitter, and I'm going to put them off of my mat here. Okay. This is where it's going to get a little dicey, I'm sure. But what I want to do is I just want to take a small amount. Whew, this is going to be a little tricky. Just a small amount in the center of each earring. And in the center here, kind of knock that off a little bit. This is one of the easiest projects, but I promise you it's going to be really pretty. Now, I don't have the earring findings for some reason. I just don't. And so it's a little bit of a bummer. You know what? I'm going to take this to the... Ooh, this is scaring me a little bit. So I'm just going to knock a little bit off. I think this glitter is glow in the dark. Kind of tapping it over the earrings a little bit. kind of think I want a little bit more of the pink in there because it's very pretty. But I'm going to take a little bit of this, drop it in. Okay, I think that's really pretty. What I don't want to do is leave these open because I tend to knock things around whether I want to or not, and I really don't want to have to vacuum up my glitter. Vacuums up just fine. I have a really cute little vacuum over there. It works great, but that doesn't mean I want to vacuum up anything. So I think what I'm going to do is just start over here, and I'm just going to see if I can get these colors to kind of swirl around. And do the same over here. Same over here. And now I'm looking at it, and I think we need more purple in here. Okay. We could actually put some in the center now. Now we're just kind of, but don't be careful. You don't have to be careful with this at all. You can just go wild. Go hog wild. Okay, I think they look pretty good. I'm going to stick them in for 2 minutes. So long as I can lift them carefully and not get them all over the place. So we're going to stick them in just for the lowest amount of time possible into the magical light here. This one is by Let's Resin, and you want to make sure that it is on a level surface. I saw it kind of tipped over back there, and I don't think I had it completely seated on the mat. I think it was slightly tipped off, and if you do that, your resin is going to slide. We don't want our resin sliding. Okay, let's take these out, give them a look. They look gorgeous, and so what we want to do now is we are going to coat them with more resin. So I'm just going to make sure that I put plenty on top here, on all 3 pieces. So we're going to take this again and we're going to push it out to the sides. These open bezels are very randomized, so it's pretty easy to have a spillover, an accidental whoops, and have your resin going outside your bezel, which is not pleasant and not what you want. I want them both domed the same. And since I'm not really mixing any resin, it's pretty easy to in stuff. You're not stirring it up, and if you're not stirring it up, then there's a lot less possibility of bubbles. I can see along this rim right here, there's not enough resin. So we want to try and get it to the edges the first time. Okay. Alright. Trying here. Okay. Let's put these back in over there. Just be very, very, very careful when you lift them and put them in. So anyway, there's a darn bubble. It literally just came up. There we go. Okay. Don't want bubbles. I mean, if you're doing a seascape, bubbles are fine. Nothing wrong with bubbles. But anyway, I like these open set bezels that I bought. They're very random. The only problem that I have with them is they're not very even. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Maybe you've already seen this style, but some of them are pretty warped, like you can see. Let me show you on this one here. See how easily that just pops up? This one's really wonky. This one's not as bad, but so it's kind of interesting at times to get them flat. And sometimes it's just a matter of pushing the tape up around them to make sure that the resin doesn't kind of seep out the back. That tape works pretty good. I've heard you can use other kinds of tapes, but I haven't tried it myself. This is the stuff that I get. It's green. Yes, I have a toothpick in there, but that's because I want to be able to find my end easy and get to it quickly. So when I go to cut it, I just drop the toothpick in and it seals it just fine. I'm not sure these are domed up as much as I would like them to be, but they look pretty nice. I just want to... Okay. Alright. I'm kind of scared. I kind of want a little more dome on this one and the other one. It's hard to see from a top angle, I think, but there's not as much of a dome on this part here as there is on the on these two, as there is on that first earring there. So we're just gonna push it around a little and hope that we can get a nice dome. Who doesn't like a nice dome? And then we're gonna do the backs, because what's nice about this type of project is it can be forward, it can be backward, it doesn't matter because they're see-through. If you have something that has a particular orientation that is needed, then you do want to be mindful of that too. But these are super simple because they're very see-through, and I apologize that I have to do this, but I threw one of my candy wipes away thinking I might be done, and I don't know why I thought that. You're not done until you're done, girl. Anyway, that looks like a pretty nice dome on both sides there. The only problem is, as I pointed out a minute ago, sometimes this stuff has a pullback on it and it will shrink a bit. So, in there for another 2 minutes. Okay, as soon as this is done, we're literally going to flip them over and do the back. Anyway, okay. We are going to leave the little glass plate in there, pull these off. Again, we're gonna, I think they have a pretty nice dome to them. Here's the trick though. It's gonna be kind of tricky pulling this off of here. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna flip that over so that is on the back side. I'm gonna do the same to all 3 pieces, flip them over so that the back side is up. I think they are coming out so pretty. And then this one, I think I'm going to flip it around this way. What I'm trying to do is keep my gloves from getting caught, because obviously we don't want that. Alright, so I'm going to move these. This is the front of that one. I'm going to scooch this back up here. And we are going to just lay these flat here, dome them, and we are going to call it a day on these, except that, as I stated, I do need to get the findings for the earrings, turn these into earrings. Now, you do want to press these back down because they will stick up a little bit. So you can just take a little stick, press them down, and then really all we're going to do is hopefully get a decent dome on the back. So I'm going to just put it in the middle, and I'm going to watch where the resin goes. Don't overfill it, because resin, man, it's runny. It's an escape artist is what it is. So I'm going to start with the one over here that I put the resin on first, and I'm just going to spread it out. It doesn't have to have a mega dome on it. There are resins that are thicker that are actually made for doming. Look that up on Amazon if that's something that you're really wanting, is you want a really nice dome. You definitely want to get the stuff that's thicker, that will give you that nice dome if you're working on shaker keychains or anything like that. This one needs a little more here. This one is actually a pretty good one. It's just holding that resin, which is nice. But like I said, you want to be careful, because sometimes if you start tapping around too much, if it's gonna run, it'll run. And then once you start the floodgates, it's going. So you just want to be patient. I've heard it said many times, don't rush this process here. I'm looking around at all the edges. There's one edge here that I think needs just a little more coaxing out here. They have some open back bezels or open bezels that are really nice and completely flat, and they're but I liked these irregular shaped ones. I thought they were so pretty and so much fun to do. It's funny, it's definitely domed. The pendant itself is definitely domed higher on one side than the other. We're going to try a little bit here. Man, they're already setting up. I was trying to coax the resin on the one earring out to the very edge, because I noticed the minute I stuck it under the light, it started to backslide away from the edge of the bezel. Okay, so I don't know. You know, I'm just going to say I do not think I need to redo these. I think these are really pretty as they are. Let's take these off of here. We're going to set them here. I hope you can see these really well. Oh, they're so pretty. This is such a simple, easy project. Okay, so here are the earrings. Here's the pendant. And I'm going to try and put it in my hand and bring it up so that you can really see how beautiful those are. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my channel today. I really appreciate it. I hope you did enjoy this little project. Like I said, it's super easy. You don't have to be super talented to do anything like this. You just have to have a little bit of patience, some glitter, some resin, and a UV lamp. And if you don't have a UV lamp, you can go out in the sun and get you some vitamin D while you're curing your projects at the same time. I would love it if you would give me a thumbs up and a comment. Please follow my channel. That does help my channel grow. But if you like it and comment, that just lets YouTube know that other people might like it too. I appreciate your time today. Thank you so much. And don't forget to release your inner artisan. I will see you in the next video. Bye.